very first episode of the Showdown. We've got a special guest with us. We have Tabby. She's back. It was so nice we did it twice.
So nice. You dragged me back a second time. No, I wanted to come back of my own volition. So,
nice.
Hello, guys.
yes. And it's today what we're going to be doing is Nickelodeon versus Cartoon Network. Real simple. We're going to have one show from Cartoon Network versus goes up against one show from Nickelodeon. We're going to go based off of however we feel, however we want to vote, whether we just characters or art style or entertained versus not entertained. The show was complete ass. Like it could just be anywhere in there when we vote. There's just however anybody wants to go. We have 20 rounds, I believe. And we do have a tiebreaker, which is our video editor who has sent in her requests. I promise I did not I did not put her answers. They really came from her. She's a real person.
Real person.
Those who have seen the Crooked Lens podcast, Cheryl, our editor, was on there with us. So
nice.
there's my proof. I have not looked at this list. Tabby has not seen the list. We know these shows, but we do not know what's against what. And Tabby also checked the list to make sure everything in there was good because my mind is bad. I have a really bad memory. So she has double checked to make sure I didn't leave anything important. And if we did, y'all can send your hate tweets to her.
Oh, God. Thanks.
I'm kidding. Do not do that. Do not do that.
Come on.
Well, let us know. I figured before we start, I wanted to ask just for you personally, Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network was a big part of our growing up. I'm assuming. But
if you're here.
Yeah. What for you, were there any just standouts for you as a child, just things that you loved the most between those two networks?
For me, I would think about that as a kid because I'd watched so much TV and so many cartoons. But really back in the day in the 90s and early 2000s, I feel like both networks really had their like strong suits in their shows that I feel like maybe Cartoon Network is still going a little stronger today than Nickelodeon is now. But back in the day, I feel like both networks had equally positive really positive, powerful shows in their catalogs. So I don't know. It's really 50-50 for me back then.
I definitely agree. The first thing that like Nickelodeon, man, they have some classics. When I think of Cartoon Network, I just remember coming home from school and getting excited about Cartoon Fridays. And
yes, oh my God,
it was a real party.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about Cartoon Fridays. I would look so forward to that.
Yes, they would have one character or multiple characters from the show host the entire party. Like it'd be like Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory hosting the whole party. It was such a thing.
And I loved their commercials back in the day when they would just have the characters interact with through different shows in the commercials, like Johnny Bravo and Samurai Jack together, or the Powerpuff Girls, or Dexter's Laboratory.
It was so cool. And then even on Nickelodeon side, the shows were so huge that they even had huge movies. Like Rugrats had a huge movie, SpongeBob had a huge movie,
or the crossovers with like Timmy from Fairly Odd Parents and Jimmy Neutron.
Yes, yeah. Oh, Jimmy Neutron was another one that was there's so much good show. This is going to be a hard list.
It's going to be difficult.
We actually had some friends, and this was a few months back. I want to say in 2020. We were just getting on calls and calling each other because I had brought this up to them. Just, what do you think is better? We'd go through the shows, and they'd be like, "Oh, it's Nickelodeon easily," and we'd go through the things and like, man, I didn't realize I had so many shows that I liked. And it's just been a whole thing. I was like, one day I'm going to do a series on this. And here we are.
That's awesome. Yeah, I would just go back and forth switching between Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon back in the day. Is like, oh, this is a rerun I've seen. So I'll go to Nickelodeon. And basically just my viewing as a kid was just back and forth from Nickelodeon to Cartoon Network.
As a kid, did you have a preference between the two?
A preference? Not Really, it was really just
A
like
back and forth.
50-50. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the same thing with me. I don't think that I cared. It's so weird as a child. Most of y'all who, if you're watching this, I mean, y'all know me by now. I'm such a huge wrestling fan. It was the only thing that I was childish about. Well, this is a lie. I got a funny story about this, but wrestling was like there was WCW and there was WWF, and I was like hardcore. No, I'm loyal to these guys. Like they cut my family a paycheck or something. But I was like, I'll never watch those other guys. But animation thing, like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, it was always like you were saying, just back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the only other thing that was it was so weird. The only other thing that I was like that with was rap music. Anybody that was in a beef, like the music didn't matter. Like I was like, oh, this rapper doesn't like this rapper. I'm with him. Like I grew up on his streets or something. Like they're like,
did you have a certain rappers that you preferred?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh, that's a whole other podcast.
That's a whole, okay. We'll save that for another time.
As far as cartoons, like Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, it was always like you were saying, just back and forth. I never really thought of it as like two different brands.
The Tupac and Biggie of cartoons.
And thankfully nobody died.
Oh yeah.
Ed, Ed and Eddie are doing just fine. All right, well, here we go. We're going to start here with round one. These rounds were put together by Cheryl, so there's another person y'all can send y'all hate to. Just send them to either Tabby or Cheryl. Just leave me out of it. But she put this.
You put this together. Take responsibility.
I'll take responsibility. But Cheryl did put these together. So if you don't like the matchups, no, I'm kidding. Don't send her that. All right. Are you ready? Are you prepared for this?
I'm prepared.
Here we go. Round one. She has Fairly Odd Parents versus the Powerpuff Girls.
Ooh. Okay. I'd have to go Powerpuff Girls all the way with that one. Even though I loved, like, as much as Butch Hartman wants to think that The Fairly Odd Parents was the best show on Nickelodeon, and that he shaped our childhood, I'll have to go with Powerpuff Girls. Definitely.
Nice. Like I'll see. She had put Powerpuff Girls. I definitely wanted to let y'all get y'all's votes out first because I did not watch a lot of Powerpuff Girls. Jimmy Neutron, I love Jimmy Neutron. It was cool. It had the whole movie. I thought all that was dope. But I'm gonna throw my vote to Powerpuff Girls also because of one thing, and that was the Boogeyman episode with the Boogeyman and the disco ball, and they were
like, that's right. Oh, and he had that sexy deep voice.
That to me, it's an episode from if I think about old cartoons, sometimes I can think of like and if it was really good, I can think of an episode and remember it. And that was one of those that to this day I always thought that was cool. And the what was the character, the devil?
Him.
Yes, I always thought he was a dope ass villain. I was like, he's so different.
Was fantastic. And he was just so different and unique for children's television villains at the time. And he was so so sinister and just everything and creepy. Like there was one time he licked the professor's face. That was, as a kid, oh my goodness. That was disgusting.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, how could you do that? But even like one time I was looking at the Powerpuff Girl toys in the toy aisles at like Walmart or something. And I was like, Mom, I love this show. And Buttercup was my favorite Powerpuff Girl, of course, because she was badass.
Right.
So I pushed a doll. I pushed the button on a Buttercup doll in the aisles that, supposed to speak when you push the button. And the doll said, it's time for a hiney whoopin'. And my mom was like, oh my God, how can you watch that show? How can you watch this garbage? I was like, no, she's just so badass, Mom. I didn't say badass, but.
I mean, it would have been kind of cool if you did. No, yeah. It was definitely, I watched way more Jimmy Neutron than I had Powerpuff Girls, but that episode alone, I can't remember a Jimmy Neutron episode. I remember watching it quite a bit, but that Powerpuff Girls episode stood forever. And so did, it was him, right? Is the name him?
Mm-hmm.
Or he? Him, okay.
Him.
and him has always stuck with me. I've always liked like evil, strange characters that were so different from everybody else. I always attract towards that character. So
Mhm.
he always stood out to me, and I thought that was really cool.
They had fantastic villains in general. They had some unique ones like Rowdy Rough Boys and Mojo Jojo. They had a
Yes, yes,
whole
yes.
Powerpuff Girls was so popular in Japan. They had made a whole anime. They made a whole Powerpuff Girls anime in Japan
Oh, that's
too.
awesome.
Yeah, it was just stretching borders and being super popular in different countries. And definitely, you love the main cast, except with this new series that came up, this reboot. Don't want to watch that. I
I didn't
heard it's
know. I
really
didn't know
bad.
they. I didn't know they had it.
No, they had a reboot that apparently is really, really bad.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. The only other thing that I have about Powerpuff Girls was the fuzzy lumpkin dude. I remember him too. The
Oh, that's
screaming,
right.
"Get off my
Yes.
property!" Yes, I
Get off
remember
my
him
property.
too. We used to laugh so hard at that as kids. That was hilarious. All right, so Cartoon Network goes up 1-0 to Nickelodeon's Jimmy Neutron. So Jimmy, you're out of here, my guy. Next we have a mess up. I read this whole thing wrong. So you can send your hate tweets to me. So Jimmy Neutron was supposed to be on this. So it's fine. We're just going to switch them around. The last one was supposed to be Fairly Odd Parents.
Okay. My vote still stands for Powerpuff Girls.
Okay. So what we'll do, Jimmy Neutron is supposed to be on here. We'll just switch them around. Sailor Moon versus Fairly Odd Parents.
Okay. I didn't watch a lot of Sailor Moon as a kid, honestly. I would only watch it specifically like at one friend's house, and then I never watched it again. I don't know if the program schedule changed or not, but I never really viewed it as a kid. So it wasn't a big part of my childhood, like a lot of girls or a lot of kids in general. But I did rewatch the series recently, and I think it was during COVID. I just watched it on Hulu and really liked the Funimation dub of it. But and then we're going against Fairly Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd Parents, yeah.
So should I say which one I prefer in general or which one I preferred as a kid?
Oh, you could use it in general.
Okay, then I would have to go to Sailor Moon in general.
Okay.
Definitely, I think better, just overall, a better quality show over time, because Fairly Odd Parents, after so many seasons, kind of got a little stale.
Okay, nice. So you're going Fairly Odd Parents. Oh no, you said Sailor Moon. I'm sorry.
Yep, Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon. Funny story. I did the exact same thing during COVID. I went on.
Oh my god!
And started Sailor Moon. I never watched it as a kid. I did not finish it though. I got quite a few episodes in. It was good.
Mhm.
My issue is always time, so it's so hard for me to start something and finish it. Like I don't know if I'll ever get through. What is this? Demon Slayer. And it's not even that long. I've got like 5 episodes left.
I haven't watched it.
I can't sit down and just watch these last 5 episodes. But yeah, I started that in COVID. And it seemed pretty cool. Like it was dope. I'm gonna go Jimmy Neutron.
Mhm.
Or Fairly Odd.
You just have your brain is on Jimmy
Yes,
Neutron.
we have to get out of these two going against each other because I'm everywhere in my brain. Fairly Odd Parents, I watched quite a bit and I did really, really like it. Maybe if I seen Sailor Moon as a kid, maybe I feel like it could have changed something. I would be more excited about Fairly Odd Parents. I almost said it again. Fairly Odd Parents than I would Sailor Moon. Let's get Cheryl's pick and get out of here before I say Jimmy Neutron again.
Okay.
She has Sailor Moon. So Sailor Moon goes over Fairly Odd Parents. Okay, nice. So Cartoon Network is up 2-0. Next, she has Cat Dog versus Robot Chicken.
Oh, okay. Two vastly different shows. I'm gonna just a personal favorite as a kid. I'm gonna have to go with Cat Dog. I loved Cat Dog as a kid, and I watched the movie. The movie was excellent. I just love the two main characters so much back then. Kind of like a personal like love for them, like a nostalgia
Yeah,
love.
yeah.
Robot Chicken, not as personal of a love. It gives you laughs and it has the jokes that sometimes hit and sometimes don't. But
Yeah.
I feel like Cat Dog was much more of a childhood and still, I think, personal favorite for me.
Okay, so you're going cat dog.
Mhm.
For me, when you just said that they got the jokes that sometimes hit and sometimes don't, for me, a lot of times it was the sometimes don't. I was never really into Robot Chicken, or is that what?
Mhm.
Yeah, Robot Chicken.
Yeah, Robot Chicken.
The only time I really think about it much is I would put it on before I went to bed at night, and
Mhm.
I would wake up at like whatever time in the morning, and it would be on, and like that's the most I know about it. I've tried to watch it a couple times, it just wasn't for me. I saw I'm gonna go cat dog. I wasn't a big cat dog fan either, because dog used to irritate the hell out of me.
Really?
He did. Oh my god, he irritated the hell out of me. Uh, but it was a cool show. It was a cool show. So I'm gonna go cat dog, which will put them up, but Cheryl picked cat dog also. So
Oh, wow. Cheryl and I have very similar tastes.
so far, yeah, so far, yes. All right, next round we have Thundercats versus Doug. Let y'all go first, or after me. I'll go first because I've never seen Thundercats, and I know that sounds crazy. I've never
The
seen
old
Thundercats.
80s Thundercats. I haven't
Yeah.
seen any of the reboots, but you keep going.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. See, I feel like yours would be like I don't have a good take, so I'm just going to go Doug. I love Doug. Doug was cool, but I've never seen Thundercat, so this is going to be an easy Doug for me.
Okay. Did you see the Doug movie, the Doug's first movie in
I did.
theaters?
Yes. Yeah. I did. I did.
I will also go with Doug, even though I did watch a lot of Thundercats, the old 80s show as a kid. Still, Doug, personally, I feel was the superior show, superior characters, and just it's still I really even with the transition from like I think was it originally on it was originally in Nickelodeon broadcast and then it went to Disney and then it got the movie. Even through all those different changes, I really enjoyed it. But I feel like there was a lot of smugness going on when they put Doug's first movie and then they never
Yeah.
had another movie after that.
I never thought about that till you just said that. That's hilarious. Yeah, and Doug did switch up. I couldn't remember what the other. I couldn't remember what it was, but he did start like Nickelodeon and switch to another program.
Yeah, another platform, but definitely ended up with Disney somehow for some reason. I don't remember why.
Nice, nice, nice. All right, so Doug is the winner, but she picked Thundercat. That's crazy because Cheryl is a few years younger than me, so she must have went back and
Must have
costume.
had a very special connection to Thundercats and just didn't watch Doug at all.
Yeah. Either she went back to watch some Thundercats or was not into Doug. All right, so what was the Cartoon Network? Oh, he's Nickelodeon. All right, so
Yep.
it is now tied 2-2. For the next round, she has Ed and Eddie versus Hey Arnold. This is gonna suck, so I'm gonna let you go first.
Ooh, man, those are two like really, really good shows.
Really good.
And because Hey Arnold, oh, so good, like so emotional and so deep for a young kid show, and I remember always watching the Christmas special every Christmas too, and that was a really touching Christmas. That was
Yeah,
really good Christmas
yeah,
special
yeah.
compared to a lot of Christmas specials. Um,
The kid on the stoop.
oh yeah, Stoop Kid. Oh, Helga, love Helga especially. Such a
Yes.
wonderful character. Um, but then Ed and Eddie, and then talk about a very different show in
I
terms of
know.
comedy and plot and story, deep, rich plot and
Do,
character development.
do you want to go see Cheryl's answer? Does he have time to think, or do you
No,
want
no. I'll decide. I'll decide. I personally would have to go. My more preferred show would be Ed and Eddie because I just enjoyed like the really zany, funny antics. And Hey Arnold was fantastic, but also I'll just have to go with Ed and Eddie for this one.
And like the way that I look at the two is like Ed, Ed and Eddie was so goofy and just
Mhm.
so just goofy and ridiculous, but just so funny and entertaining as a child. And Hey Arnold just reminds me, like I think of like New York, like what that would look like in the real, not like what the movies portray New York, but just like New York, like a melting pot of all different diverse people. And
Yeah, it was very much legit like New
yeah,
York.
this is
So
hard. I'm gonna throw it on Cheryl. She had picked Hey Arnold, so congratulations, I played myself. Now I'm the tiebreaker.
congratulations, you played yourself. Um, Honestly, either one would be a fantastic choice.
Oh man, I guess I'm going to go. I laughed so much at Ed and Eddie. I guess I think my adult brain says Hey Arnold, but my child
Yeah,
brain is saying Ed and Eddie. I'm gonna go with my child brain. I'm gonna go Ed
that's exactly why I chose Ed and Eddie, because fun, lighthearted goofiness
and
as
Eddie. Yeah.
opposed to like very
Yeah.
deep characterization and story.
It does make it hard when it's so different because you're either voting
Yeah.
on something that legit means something in life, or you're voting on something that was just hella funny and entertaining. But
Hmm.
we all want to laugh today in 2021, so I'm going to
Yes.
go with the laugh. And then Eddie puts Cartoon Network up 3-2. All right, next round 6. Space Goes Coast to Coast versus the Angry Beavers.
Well, hands down for me will have to be Angry Beavers because I never really appealed to me to watch Space Coast as a kid. As a kid, I did not really find what was it, like the talk show format in that appealing to me. And I also didn't like, what was that green mantis thing? Like Drax, is that his name?
I never watched the show. I know that dude though.
I never liked him
Yeah.
as a kid, and I didn't like the cat thing either. Like the black cat with the red ears
Right,
and
right.
I hated those two.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I was never into the
They did
show.
not
So
appeal to me. So, and I loved Angry Beavers. Mike Horowitz in that show, I loved him. As I think was it he Dag? Oh, it's been so long since I've thought of Angry Beavers because
yeah, me
one of
too.
them was named Norbert and one of them was named Daggett, right?
My memory. Look, actually, funny story about this because I'm voting the same thing you're voting. I never watched the other show or cared about it. I was really into Angry Beavers as a child, like really, really into it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got older and I forgot about the show. Like I couldn't remember it. Like, and this was before I had like a phone. I wasn't allowed to have a phone at this time, so I didn't have like a way to Google, or we didn't have a computer in the house. Like I sat for years, like what was the name of that Beaver show? And when I finally got a phone that had internet, I would be like cartoon Beaver show. I was for the life of me trying to figure out what the hell this show is called. I love so much. And
Just the main characters were so much like in terms of voice acting, fantastic, amazing voice acting for both main characters. So emotive and expressive with their tones and their performances. And also both brother beavers were fantastic against each other. It's very similar to Cat Dog in that way. I think
yeah.
both worked really well against each other. And yeah, basically they just like carried the show by themselves. They were fantastic.
And this is the best part of having Tabby here with us, because I'm going to vote by either did I like the characters, did I laugh, did I like the art style, like was it funny, was I entertained? But you also get, and Tabby votes off of entertainment and things too, but you also get like she'll break down the show. I can't do that. My mind is so I can't focus on things that hard. Like it's either I'm either laughing and I'm entertained or I'm not. So it's good to get that perspective here for the people. And who is it? Angry Beavers wins. She picks Space Go. Space
No,
Ghost.
no. The one thing we disagree on. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, we can't be friends now.
Yeah, the whole friendship is burned to the ground. All right, Nickelodeon has now tied it 3-3 with Cartoon Network. This is as
Oh
close
shit.
as we thought so far. All right, next we got Ren and Stimpy versus Amazing World of Gumball. And I'll start with saying this. I didn't get to watch a lot of Ren and Stimpy. My mom was not having that shit. So
I totally understand that because
Yeah.
I hated Ren and Stimpy as a kid. I
Wow.
could not, they terrified me, honestly. The animation style was really, it scared me. I was also a really big pussy as a kid. I was scared. I'm still terrified to this day of the Grinch. I will not look at him in the face. If you want to scare me, just play that clip of him slowly smiling his demonic smile where it just curls on the ends.
Oh, from the
Terrified me.
cartoon. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. Not like the Jim Carrey Grinch, that's fine, but the
The
animated
animated
Grinch
one.
terrifies me. So does Ren and Stimpy. Hated
I
it.
I did not expect that.
um, also, I heard some really bad things about the show's creator, apparently.
Uh-oh.
Um, yeah, don't want to get into that, but we're talking about the show. But and I'm sorry, what was the other one?
Amazing World
World
of
of Gumball.
Gumball.
I guess I'll have to go with Gumball. I barely watched Gumball because I feel like it was a little past
Yeah, me too.
what my generation growing up as a
Yeah.
kid. But I think I'll have to go with that because the animation style is wonderful in that show. It's all so creative. It's very popular for a reason. So definitely have to go with Amazing World of Gumball.
Okay. So I hate Amazing World of Gumball.
Oh,
I've never watched it, but like it being on around like nephews and things like that, I've always like, oh, this is
mm. Just by association with your
yes, yes.
family.
I'm going to go like I guess because Ren and Stimpy, I never watched enough to know whether I fully liked it. We used to have the video game. I remember that. And then we would watch a little bit until she would catch us doing it and it would be turned off. And I think we liked the idea of let's sneak this. And like
Mm-hmm.
that was the thing. I remember that more than the show. Same thing with Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Like it became a hurry up before mom sees and keep your hand on the last channel button like you were watching HBO at night, like that type of situation with Aqua Teen Hunger Force and Ren and
Mm-hmm.
Stimpy. If you know, you know. But now I feel bad because you said something went on. I'm going to vote Ren and Stimpy based on I have no idea what happened with the show creator. So forgive
I
me
don't know
if
a lot
it's
about it either, so I can't give you any exact
okay.
information, but I just heard somewhere on the internet, so maybe I'm completely in the at fault here and I don't know what happened, but yeah.
I'm gonna vote Ren and Stimpy, and if it's terrible, guys, forgive me. I didn't know that was even going on. But I'm gonna go Ren and Stimpy. You have Amazing World of Gumball, and she picked Amazing. Thank God. So it didn't win anyways. No. All right, Cartoon Network is up 4-3. Damn, show creators always ruin everything for us. All right, Adventure Time versus Ninja Turtles for round eight.
Which Ninja Turtle series are we talking about?
The animated one on Nickelodeon. I guess that's the newer one.
The
The
okay,
new
the
style.
the newest one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I
Okay.
said I guess like I didn't put the shit together.
I would have to go with Adventure Time, I suppose, because I didn't really watch the newest series. I watched the CG one that was made in what, like, that was made in like 12 or something. And that was good. But I mean, Adventure Time's a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's Adventure Time's important for so many people. And I really, really loved it. When the first few seasons, I really, really loved that. So it was very special, a very special show.
Well, I've never seen either one, so I'm gonna go Ninja
Oh,
Turtles just off of its Ninja Turtles, and she has picked Ninja Turtles too. So I feel like that probably shouldn't have happened.
wow. I'm surprised.
Yeah, it probably shouldn't have happened. But on my defense, I've never watched either one. I remember Adventure Time just for the little commercial and it screaming, "It's Adventure Time!" Like
Yeah.
that's literally the most I know about this.
They would put so many commercials for it and so much advertising. And
Yes,
that was like,
yes.
that show kicked off such a like animation renaissance for Cartoon Network and a lot of shows today.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. Uh, and that's how I know because Cartoon Network today reminds me of like MTV, like how every time you turn on it's ridiculousness. It's been that way with Teen Titan for me. So I'll put it
Mhm.
on and like Teen Titan will be on. And I always like you were saying about the ads and the commercials about Adventure Time, like that's how I would that's how I even know what it is. It's
Oh
from
God.
that. Yeah. All right. So with that, we are tied again. Nick 4, Cartoon Network 4, and we will advance to round 9. Dexter's Laboratory versus the Wild Thornberries. This is gonna suck.
Oh, well, you know me and you know what I do for a living. And the Wild Thornberries was like the most amazing idea for a show as a kid for
It
me because
was.
I was like, oh my God, if I could talk to animals, that would be like, would I be just like Eliza Thornberry? I would be having adventures and be having this amazing life. And she had this amazing family that I loved. Nigel
Yeah.
Thornberry.
He was so
Oh my
ridiculous.
God. Oh, he was probably not the best father, but he was a wonderful person. Putting his daughters into all of these dangerous situations around the world. But oh God, I'm sorry. I was just going crazy with Wild Thornberries. What was the other show?
Dexter's Laboratory.
Dexter's Laboratory. Oh, Dexter's Laboratory is so fantastic too,
But
though.
if you voted against like talking to animals, it would go against your entire brand.
I know. It was such a mind fuck for me as a kid to experience Wild Thornberries. So I'll have to go with Wild Thornberries, even though I loved Dexter was such a staple of my childhood as well. I have to go with Wild Thornberries.
I remember I remember a lot about Dexter's Laboratory. That was a really good one. But I remember we had a CD that came in a cereal box. And I recently just talked to somebody on Twitch who knew what this was. I thought I was alone, but I had like the CD and it had like a few songs on it, and one of them were rap. I want to say it was like Will I Am from the Black Eyed Peas, and he was doing songs that they had a whole music video too with Dexter and all that. I remember all that. I thought all that was so dope. I'm gonna go Wild
Huh.
Thornberries with you because I think I love that show. Even the dad, I'm picturing the dad's voice right now, and he was something else. The sister was real cool. I always liked her.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I think I'm gonna go with Wild Thornberries. I feel bad. Dexter was fire though.
Oh yeah. It's just
It was.
a rock in the hard place for me.
Yeah, it is. But if you voted against that, oh my god, the whole animal community would be pissed off at
Yes.
you.
All people on my Twitch would be super mad at me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. So that's gonna put Nickelodeon up 5-4, but Cheryl has the Wild Thornberries too, so it was going either way.
Wow.
Nice. All right, we are up to round 10 at halftime. How do you feel so far?
I'm feeling good. Feeling good about my choices.
Has there been anything that's been hella difficult yet so far out of these rounds? Or has it been
Oh yeah. Like a few of them have been really difficult to choose between just because some of them are so good, but how can you choose sometimes? You just gotta go with your gut.
I think the Ed and Eddie versus Hey Arnold.
That's what I was thinking about.
This last one, those two, that one and this last one we just did with Wild Thornberries, I think were the toughest ones for me so far.
It's really tough.
It is. All right, let's see if Nickelodeon can keep the pace up. Going into round 10, Legend of Korra versus Samurai Jack. Easy for me. I'm going Samurai Jack because I never watched Legend of Korra.
Oh, okay. I watched Legend of Korra. It was a tough act to follow compared to the first Avatar: The Last Airbender. It was a tough act to follow, but I really enjoyed it. I didn't actually watch the entire series though. Kind of lost interest with it after season 3, I think, or season 2. And Samurai Jack, I watched that to the ending, the recent ending, which was amazing. So gonna have to go with Samurai Jack. Was completely amazing series, character and animation, fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. That's the same for me. And it's another one that feels well, those are really similar actually, as far as not as far as like
they're in the same genre.
Yeah. They both feel mature. Like I don't think of Legend of Korra as like I do Amazing World of Gumball.
Yeah.
More mature life lessons type things. So Samurai Jackson advanced, and she picked Legend of Korra.
Oh.
So Cheryl, you lost that. So it's 5-5. Cartoon Network versus Nickelodeon. All right, round 11. Rocco's Modern Life versus Billy and Mandy.
Versus Billy and Mandy. I didn't watch a lot of Rocco's Modern Life as a kid. Also, didn't really appeal to me. Kind of like Ren and Stimpy was kind of similar, kind of. Not, it's not super similar. I just didn't like it very much. But I did watch a little, and I think it's a really, today, I think it's a really good show, seeing it with a more of an adult eye.
Right.
But gonna have to go with, oh God, what was the other one?
He's like anyone but that. Billy and Mandy.
Billy and Mandy. I love Billy and Mandy. Loved the Green Reaper. Loved that show. Watched it for so many years. Fantastic.
I used to hate Billy and Mandy when I
What?
first watched it. Yeah, but even as a child, it grew on me. Like as a child, the first few times I seen it, I like hated the little boy. I hated him. And then the
You
more
hated Billy.
I did, and the more I watched it, I was like, I kind of like this. I'm with you. Rocco's Modern Life, I didn't watch a lot of. I feel like it should win this just because of the nostalgia in it.
Mhm,
But I didn't watch enough of it to even remember outside of I remember what the main characters look like. Outside of that, I don't
mhm.
remember much. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
go Billy and Mandy too.
very good idea.
And she did too. So that's a clean sweep for Cartoon Network.
Nice.
I feel like there's a lot of people who grew up on these cartoons that are so mad right now that we just picked Billy
Oh,
and Mandy over Rocko's Modern Life. All right, Steven Universe versus Invader Zim for round 12. And I'll go first because I've never seen either one of these either. And
really?
I'll flip a coin and pick Steven Universe just because I have a friend who's into cosplay and she did
Mhm.
Steven Universe. And at the time I had no clue what it was, but she showed up to the Comic Con. I was like, yo, that's dope. I didn't want to ask what she was or say anything that was going to be like, I don't know who the fuck you are. And, but we were talking and stuff like that, and I asked somebody else that was with us, was like, "Oh, she's from Steven Universe." I was like, "I've never watched that, but that is a fire cosplay costume."
Oh, do you know who she was cosplaying as?
No,
No,
she had
okay.
black shades.
Oh, Garnet,
Okay,
maybe.
yes, probably.
Okay.
I hope.
So Steven Universe versus Invader Zim, two very different shows in terms of tone. Oh my God. And it was also another, again, kind of scared of Invader Zim because it had some very dark
It
episodes,
did. It did.
but God, Nick, Horowitz was like a voice actor of my childhood, apparently, because this is the third time he's appeared in a show because he voiced Zim. But some like Zim is such a polarizing character, like such a funny character, that I would just keep coming back to the show, even though I was terrified of some of the episodes. There's literally one episode where Zim harvests other children's organs
Can I change my
because
pick? I would have loved this as a child.
oh my, are you that is literal body horror in a children's TV show.
I love the darker as an adult. I mean, it doesn't sound the greatest, but as a child, I love the darker, creepier, scarier things.
um, but yes, you'll definitely need to watch that episode.
Yes, I'm gonna have to
That
go back
was
to that.
and also there was another episode where Zim was learned about bacteria on Earth, and it was just really, really crazy. And I was like, oh my God, bacteria is everywhere. um, but also Steven Universe is more of a recent favorite of mine, and the show has its flaws, but it also has a lot of wonderful characters and a lot of wonderful emotions behind it. So I'm gonna have to go with Steven Universe.
Okay. What did I say?
You said Steven Universe,
Oh, okay.
but you're
I'm
gonna
gonna
change
stick.
your
I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with it. But that show sounds fire.
okay.
In about a year, just know I probably changed my mind. But
Okay.
Steven Universe,
Mhm.
her cosplay looked cool, and I've heard the name, so I'm gonna go off of that. So we'll advance Steven Universe, and she picked
Oh,
Invader
nice.
Zim. So, I mean, we lost there, Cheryl, but I might be with you. Steven Universe was on Cartoon Network, so that puts them up 7-5. Up next, we have Kablam versus Codename Kids Next Door.
Mm, um, That'll have to be Codename Kids Next Door for me because I loved all of the kids on that show, and it was just a. I was I pretty young? Maybe I was like in middle school when it came out, and I liked the whole premise. And each of the kids were so different, and they would travel. They would do like a lot of traveling the world and stuff, or going into outer space. I loved all of their like crazy little adventures. And Kablam, I was it was a great Kablam was a great what was it, like a skit show,
Mhm.
but I wouldn't say I connected to it in the same way I would with like the characters on Kids Next Door. And also the movie was really great.
I never seen the movie for Codename Kids Next Door.
It was really, I don't remember a lot about it, but
Yeah.
I remember that I really, really liked it.
That's kind of my feeling right now towards Kablam, because I remember when that came out, I was super obsessed with it, but
Mhm.
I don't remember what I was obsessed about. I don't remember. I just remember being huge about Kablam. I can picture the boy that I think hosted it, like him and I think his sister. I remember a guy for sure.
Yeah, I remember the two main hosts of the
Yeah.
show, but the only other skit characters I remember are the toys that
Yes.
they would do stop motion with the superheroes.
Action League now.
Yeah, actually
That's
now.
what I remember from it.
Oh, and I remember Melt Man with the power to melt. That's all I remember.
I used to love that. You know what? I forgot that was on Kablam. While you were talking, I was trying to think if that was on there. I didn't want to sound crazy on here though, but I was like, if that was on there, I'm gonna go Kablam just for that show alone. I love that show, Action League now. Nice. I'm glad you reminded me that was on there because I was thinking like I don't want to vote for it and it wasn't, but I could have sworn it was on there. Okay, nice. So we got one for Kablam, one for Codename Kids Next Door, and she picked Codename. So Codename's gonna advance.
Yay!
Putting Cartoon Network up 8-5. All right, next we have Foster's Home for Imaginary Friend versus Real Monsters.
Oh, that's an easy one for me. Definitely. Sorry, I was going to say Codename Kids Next Door.
Like she's still thinking about it.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Mhm.
I remember when the show was announced and I was super excited. They had the like the premiere, like kind of movie first. It was like a screening of the first two episodes, I think, which was so, I loved it so much. When it premiered, and I was super excited for the show to come out. It was so creative, and I felt it was really imaginative with like imaginary friends. I didn't really have any imaginary friends as a kid, but I was like, oh, what if your imaginary friends you could actually bring to real life? And there's a lot of implications with that possibly in the real world, but I loved it so much. And Real Monsters, another show I was terrified of and did not want to see at all. I hated the gritty Rugrats-esque art style on the monsters. I loved Rugrats as a kid, but I felt like it was even a grittier animation tone than Rugrats, and I just did not like the monsters at all. They scared me.
For me, this might be the hardest round for me. So I'm going to go to Cheryl and see if she agrees with you, and then maybe my vote won't matter and it won't be so bad. She has All Real Monsters, so.
Oh.
All Real Monsters was hella dark, and I love those type of cartoons growing up. But Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends was like something that I don't know why. It felt so random because it wasn't like I was into things of that style like when at that age. But for some reason, I was really, really into it to where it was like one of my favorite shows. I remember my brother always like, "Why are you watching this show? Is so stupid. Like there's nothing good about this." But for whatever reason, I was like super hooked to it, and I really like All Real Monsters too. This is hard. I think I'm gonna go Foster's.
Yeah, I'll have to say
I
I loved some of the characters on that show from my childhood. Some of the best characters I think that stood out to me as a kid came from Foster's. imaginary friends, the characters of Eduardo and Wilt, they're like some of my favorite cartoon characters as a kid. I don't know. They're like, oh, like the comfort characters sort of feeling for me came from those two. I loved their voices and their personalities were so comforting, so nice.
Was Will the real thin, tall one?
Yeah, he was the basketball inspired imaginary friend.
I didn't put this together till you just said that, but I wonder if there's something there to it about Wilt Chamberlain. Because I
Oh,
never put it together about the basketball and the real thing and his name being Wilt. I wonder if that had anything to do with like
I don't
Wilt
know.
Chamberlain.
Also, it came from the creator of Foster's Home also created Dexter's Lab and Powerpuff Girls. So
Oh, nice. Well, I feel I
yeah.
feel I feel positive with my pick. But
Mhm.
I
No, I'm not
love
trying
Real
to sway
Monsters.
you or anything.
I love Real Monsters. I can picture the guy right now with the that had the like hair under his armpits and he
I
carried the eye.
mm,
I love that shit.
no.
Let's get out of here before I change my pick. That puts Foster's up, who was on Cartoon Network. It's becoming a blowout at this point. uh, we have 9 to 5, Cartoon Network. Round 16, Danny Phantom versus Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I'm gonna have to go with Danny Phantom, definitely, because I did not like Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Really?
It was the animation. I just didn't like the animation. It was too stiff for me. It didn't catch my attention, I think. Danny Phantom was definitely, it wasn't one of my favorite shows as a kid, but it was definitely on a lot more. And I watched a whole lot of it. So definitely would go with Danny Phantom.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force was another one of those we loved a lot because we weren't supposed to be watching it.
Mhm.
And one day I grew some balls. I don't know why, but well, we were doing so good at hiding it from my mom. And one day I was like, Mom, you got to watch this. And I don't know why. I remember to this
Oh,
day,
why would you do
my
that?
brother, my brother wanted to fight me. She got so mad and told us she better not ever catch that on in this house again. And I remember my brother was like, "Why would you do that?" And I was like, "I don't know. I
You just
guess
wanted to share your love and appreciation for the show with your mom because you love your mom.
I'm surprised he had to beat the shit out of me by now."
Oh
Uh,
God.
I feel like I don't know if Aqua Teen Hunger Force would be the same today, but I'm not going to judge it based on that because as a kid, I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Like that's probably the hardest I've ever laughed at cartoons. Meatwad's voice alone set me off. So I'm going to go Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I don't know if it would be that same thing today. If I watched it today, I don't know I will. Because sometimes as a kid, it's funny and it's great because you're not supposed to be watching it. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I don't know, but I can't vote that way because I haven't seen it today. It may not be great, but I'm gonna go off of it based on the childhood memory of how hard I laughed at that time
Is it
period.
still on? Did they do a reboot or something?
I don't know, and I don't know. Like I don't know if I have anything that I can go back and rewatch it on. So I don't know. I don't know what they do with it now. I just remember at that time period, it it was just a lot of fun.
It
It's a
was
lot of
very
fun.
popular back then.
It
Yeah.
was. It was. So it was. All right. So we're tied. It's up to Cheryl, and I have a feeling she's not picking up Teen Number Four. So she's going Danny Phantom. So that'll put Nickelodeon somewhat back in the race.
Somewhat. Come on, Nickelodeon.
Round 16, the Boondocks versus Rugrats.
Oh my God. Why would you put those two
I
together?
said when I in my mind when I just read the Boondocks, I said easily the Boondocks, and I seen Rugrats, and my heart dropped. Well, all right, look,
And
I'll let Tabby think on this for just a second.
well,
My
they're
people.
just so different. Oh my
the,
God.
look, you're safe in this. The culture is going to kill me if I don't pick the Boondocks. So I'm going to go the Boondocks and just keep from
I
that
loved
situation.
both shows. Man, I would watch the Boondocks in front of my mom, and she would be like, oh, "You
Yes.
can't say that word on TV." She was, oh my God, she flipped, but she wasn't so strict that she would ban me from doing anything, so I would just still keep watching it. Oh, but I love the Boondocks so much.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But I mean, Rugrats was literally the show of my childhood.
It is. It is.
I watched that. Oh my God. I watched that from 0 to 10. And then at 10 years old, it was a 10-year reunion of Rugrats, and they made the show All Grown Up. And I was like, Mom, we have to watch All Grown Up together. And I was there on the premiere.
All
It was
Grown
the
Up.
whole thing. All grown up,
I remember that.
really want to shout it out.
I was
They
excited
were
about
10.
that.
Wow,
Yeah.
Grown Up is 10 years old.
That was exciting though. Like they was growing up with us. It was like it was exciting to see that. Like
Yeah,
I feel you on that.
Really, unfortunately, it's really no question because you have a wonderful show, but it was a show with a few seasons against a show with a whole franchise, movies, video games, multiple shows. I'm just gonna have to go with Rugrats.
Nice, nice. And if I didn't have to hold it down for the culture, I would have went with you. So I had to take the pressure off myself. She picked Rugrats, so I mean, Cheryl, you're gonna have to deal with the culture because they're coming for you. I picked the Boondocks. They'll let me be straight.
It's okay, Cheryl. I'll protect you.
There you go. All right, that gives another point for Nickelodeon. 7-9. They're back in here just that quick. Next we have As Told by Ginger versus Johnny Bravo.
Oh, again, two very opposite shows. You've got one guy, and then you have As Told by Ginger, which is like mostly about young preteen girls growing up.
Yeah, and right now, like I'm trying not to think with a 2021 brain in this, but I'm just thinking like Johnny Bravo might not age very well.
Well, there have been discussions about that online, and I think Johnny Bravo still holds up today because he would always get like he wouldn't technically learn a lot usually from an episode about womanizing other women, but he would always get a comeuppance for being like a stupid stupid to women, and at least he would have that.
I didn't know it was a thing. It was just part of me was thinking like, I don't know how well, like I didn't think about what you were just saying either. I haven't seen any discussion. I just thought about it while that was going on, and I was thinking I might just take the back seat and see where Cheryl and Tabby go with this.
Don't take, this is your show. Take the center reins. No, I'm kidding. And actually, I learned recently that the Johnny Bravo's creator is Filipino, which is, you know, some diversity to creators in like the 90s, which wasn't really a very diverse time for creators in the background. But personally, I think I'll have to go with As Told by Ginger because it was a very good show. Great voice acting. You got Cree Summers as one of the main villains, who she played a fantastic villain character and just a great character in general. And just loved, like, just growing up, I guess, as a preteen girl, being able to watch that show. It meant a lot to see other girls was struggling with different things and learning different things in the show. Definitely have to go with As Told by Ginger.
I always think of the theme song by Macy Gray.
Yeah, it had a really good theme song too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I mean, you made me feel better about the pick, so I'm gonna go Johnny. I'm gonna go Johnny Bravo.
No, it's a great show too. I loved. I would watch it all the time.
Did you think? I mean, this side note here. I don't know why it took this long to get into this before I asked this, but have you thought about playing the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl thing?
Is it out?
Yeah, it's been out for. I was watching some people play it on Twitch like weeks ago.
If it's on Steam, I will definitely play it.
Yeah, nice. All right, I haven't thought too much about the game or anything like that. I was just wondering. Now we're talking about Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, and it just made me think, which is weird because Johnny Bravo's not on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, there was so much hype about the All-Star Brawl game.
Mm-hmm. I watched a little bit of it, but I haven't played it myself. And I mean, it was cool, I guess. It looks like any other like Super Smash Brothers or anything like that. She went Johnny Bravo, so that'll put Johnny Bravo up for Cartoon Network. 10-6 or 7. All right, next we have Teen Titans versus SpongeBob.
Teen Titans. Oh God. I mean, I'm gonna assume that Teen Titans is the original Teen Titans, not the Teen Titans Go, which is garbage, in my opinion. Sorry if you like Teen Titans Go, but
I'm trying to think if that's what I think Teen Titans is. Teen Titans is still funny, right? It's a little comedy one, like the little, or is that Teen Titans
yeah,
Go?
it's the Teen Titans Go is the less detailed animation where it's still like running on Cartoon Network today.
Oh yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Teen Titan Go.
Oh no, I hate that show.
Okay. I think that's the one.
And so I'm definitely gonna, either way, I was gonna go with SpongeBob.
Yeah, SpongeBob. So
SpongeBob is another, it's like the Rugrats for me. It's like a whole franchise, generational thing. Well, actually, it goes across generations now because I was just having Friendsgiving at my friend's house and they had their 5-year-old child, and all he was doing was watching SpongeBob the entire time. So I was like, yeah, SpongeBob. I can just sit at the dinner table. I can just watch at him watching SpongeBob. And he's like so into SpongeBob and Patrick, and he had his little SpongeBob toys. And I think I don't know, the older seasons were just comedy gold. I love those. I think a lot of people feel the same way.
Yeah, definitely. There was nothing on this list that would have went over SpongeBob to me. I think, in my opinion, I enjoyed SpongeBob more than I've enjoyed any other animated series to ever exist. So there was nothing on here that SpongeBob was going to get a vote over SpongeBob to me. So I'll put SpongeBob over, and she picked Teen Titans.
Oh wow! I am shocked.
Yeah, sure. I'm starting to question it over here.
I loved the original Teen Titans, though, the action-based series.
Well, so was that not a comedy thing?
Oh, it was. I mean, it was definitely had comedy elements to it, but first and foremost, it was an action show, like Batman, Superman, things like that.
Okay, yeah. So I'm definitely thinking of Teen Titan Go. Teen Titan Go was what I was putting on the list. I don't think I've ever seen the original Teen Titans. I need to look into that.
Oh, it was so good.
Nice. That's something I need to look into then. All right, next, round 19. We have oh no. She messed something up.
Oh no, you done fucked up.
Oh man, which show is not on here? She has Samurai Jack on here twice. Either that or I fucked up. No, she does have. The one that was missing is the show on here that is. Oh, I might have lied about SpongeBob. I don't know. I still think SpongeBob is the greatest animated show ever, but my personal favorite ever. I would have. If this was against SpongeBob, I don't know what I would have done.
That is a very strong sentence. SpongeBob is the greatest animated show ever.
If this was against SpongeBob, I would have had a heart attack. But all right, so it's Rocket Power versus Courage the Cowardly Dog, and I'm easily going Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Same here. I really enjoyed watching Rocket Power because it was like this distant land of California where everyone is just always skateboarding and rollerblading and having fun and being tubular. But Courage the Cowardly Dog is hands down wonderful characterization, wonderful storytelling, very scary. I loved it. Was that sometimes it would be scary for me, but Courage is such a wonderful character. I love him so much, and I still to this day love him. And you just want to be with him through thick and thin, and you want him to succeed and be able to just enjoy his life with Mariel, and not as much with Eustace. You want to see Eustace get his comeuppance.
I wanted to fight him. I wanted to fight Eustace.
Sometimes he was so abusive.
Yes, I hated him. But I think of all the villains, oh my God, I loved it. The dude that cut hair that was in Courage's bathroom.
Oh my God.
That gave me anxiety.
He was Muriel's nephew. What was his name? His song that he would sing terrified the shit out of me. What was his? Oh my God! Can you look this up?
If I wasn't on the spot right now, I could have come up with it.
They had so many fantastic villains. Was it nephew. Is it a nephew? Oh, wait, Fred. His name was,
Yes,
he
Fred,
was
Fred.
Fred. He was Muriel's nephew. He was this, I don't know, when he would sing his song while cutting all of Courage's hair off, I feel like it's almost like a fetish thing.
Yeah, yeah,
Was, but
yeah.
I was like, this is very strange. Like out of the normal realms of strange, like when him and Powerpuff Girls would lick the professor's face. I was like, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the same level of strange. Um,
Agreed.
but oh my gosh, I can't wait to see. I think they're going to reboot Courage the Cowardly Dog. So
And I'll
I'm
be
really
in.
excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That episode was the first time in my life I've ever had an anxiety attack. It was so good though. I also think of the ghost that had the plaque.
Yes,
That freaked
beware
me
the
out.
slab
Yeah, that
or
freaked me out.
suffer its curse. That was also, I feel like a lot of people remember that villain in that
Mhm.
episode. Definitely. I feel like that was an extraordinarily good episode to be stuck in everyone's minds.
Yeah, man, such a good show. She picked Samurai Jack, and Cheryl, I'm gonna switch your answer to Courage. So Courage advances.
Sorry, Cheryl.
I hope you like Courage. All right, the final showdown. Well, at this point, it is out of here. Cartoon Network's going to win either way, but
Mhm.
Nickelodeon can either lose by one or lose by, I don't know. My math's not good. All right. Either way, they're
So
going
it's
to
a
lose.
pretty close race.
It's a close race. I did not go to college and I barely made it out of high school. Y'all be easy.
Oh my God. Well, I almost failed my junior year of high school because I didn't pass algebra and I had to go to summer school. So don't feel bad. I
Oh
suck at
my
math.
God. Yeah, I'm with. I had algebra and chemistry. I don't know. It was one of those chemistry things. I don't know what.
Chemistry also very difficult for me.
Probably. And
And
I didn't.
physics.
It might have been. That's what I'm saying. Somewhere in that little realm of the science thing, my senior year, algebra. Like I just gave up on both of them. I was like, I can't do this. Like my attention span was off. Like I was just like, there's no way it's gonna happen. I had like a 40 something in that physics class or chemistry, whichever it was, that algebra was spelling bad. And both of them were like, yo, you're a good dude. Like, you're a good
That's
guy. You cause no problems, just go. I was like, yes.
that's nice. That's like
Yes.
my physics teacher. I got a D in that class. I tried so hard. I really wanted to learn, but it was really tough.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, here we go. Final round. Avatar: The Last Airbender versus Dragon Ball Z.
Whew. Oh, what a mashup. Dragon Ball Z. Oh no. Oh
I'm
no.
gonna break
Oh
hearts
no.
here and tell y'all I've never watched Avatar, and it's been something
What?
everybody tells me to watch, and I've never got to it.
That is okay, that's criminal. You need to watch it immediately. It's on Netflix. Go watch it.
I just automatically just fucked up the final round.
You did.
So I'll go first then because you're gonna have more to say about this. I'm gonna go Dragon Ball Z, but it didn't matter who you were. Everybody was in Dragon Ball Z, and to this
Dragon
day,
Ball Z was always cool.
yeah, my job will run up to us and do like the supervisors will do the whole Kamehameha thing. Like it's a thing. Like so, I'm gonna go Dragon Ball Z on this, and but respect points for Avatar because I hear it's amazing.
Okay. Both shows are very near and dear to me. But I'm going to have to go kind of with I'm going to have to think about my childhood here. Because, so Dragon Ball Z is a very important show to me as a kid as well. Because like you said, I feel like most people knew what Dragon Ball Z was and thought it was a pretty cool show, even though anime was seen as like the nerdy thing or like lame back in the day, unlike now. But I will probably have to go with Dragon Ball Z too, only because I did grow up with that show compared to Avatar, which came out when I was in high school. So I didn't really grow up with it, but that Avatar is such a perfect show. It's such a perfect show. It's 10 out of 10. But I'll have to go with Dragon Ball Z, but they're both wonderful and it's very difficult to decide. It's like almost on a coin flip.
Yeah, I think the only bad negative thing I have to say about Dragon Ball Z is like the character progression to me. I always thought was really terrible. Like they started out like these. I remember I used to love Tien, and then you're just like Tien is ass. Like anytime I see him, like I love this character, but anytime you see him, he's just gonna get his ass. Like Krillin, like you thought Krillin was gonna be like this super dope, and then he just I don't know. Always felt that way about it, but that's not enough for me to not vote it. But I always thought that their character progression was always kind of terrible.
I had the biggest crushes as a kid on Piccolo and Tien, and they just like did nothing with as they went on with the story, except Piccolo was just like more of a teacher figure after he became good. But yeah, I just wish it wasn't so centered on Goku.
Yeah.
All the time. Goku or Vegeta, but it always comes down to Goku. But it also has wonderful characters regardless, and wonderful villains too. And you love the fights.
Yeah, definitely. The Frieza thing, the Cell Saga, all that is like iconic.
Oh, love the Cell Saga. And you could really see Gohan shine up. There's so many. It's such a long-running, Dragon Ball Z was such a long-running series that you could just say so much about it.
Yeah, so Dragon Ball Z is going to advance. I have a strong feeling she is not picking Dragon Ball Z.
Really? What? Well, I guess Avatar deserves a vote. It does.
Yeah, she went at Avatar. But Dragon Ball Z is going to win, which puts Cartoon Network up. Cartoon Network. Did you have going into this? Did you expect one or the other? Did you have a prediction of who you thought might come out with the most wins?
I had a prediction that Cartoon Network would win because overall, I think Nickelodeon had a very strong 90s and early 2000s lineup until a point. I think they were really a good juggernaut of cartoons and animation in the medium. But recently, and after the early 2000s, they've really jumped off the deep end, I think. And I think Cartoon Network has really gotten, I think they had a lull at some point in the mid 2000s, but they really have picked up. And I feel like they had such fantastic 90s shows, early 2000s, and then now fantastic programming as well. And there's Adult Swim as well, which also has always had really great programming too. So I think I had a feeling Cartoon Network was going to win.
And I don't know if Nickelodeon still the last I watched Nickelodeon was when Victoria Justice and things like that were there. Do they still do animated?
They do, but I never was into their in-person, I wasn't into their regular programming like that. That's when I got off of Nickelodeon when they had the iCarly stuff. And I know a lot of people grew up with that show, but I'm just like, I don't know. I never watched it.
I liked Victoria Justice. The other stuff I've never really got into. Yeah. But well, there we go. Cartoon Network. I thought Nickelodeon would win just because of I thought the some of the ones that you picked against, I thought more people would pick just because of the
nostalgia.
Yeah, the nostalgia of it. Like if you go into Spencer's now, you'll have like the t-shirts of the 90s cartoons and the Rocco's Modern Life. There's so many shirts and things. So I was kind of predicting off of that that those would pick up more wins.
I think nostalgia can only take you so far, I think.
Yeah, and even in nostalgia, some things don't age well. So I mean, there's that too. Yeah, I think growing up, I would agree with this. I think Cartoon Network had way more like what you were saying about the tsunami and the Cartoon Fridays. I just remember more excitement out of these, so it makes sense to me. All right, well, if they want to catch you, because I know you're about to run to do a Twitch stream now. She's always working. But if they want to catch you, what are some platforms that you might want to tell them to check you out?
You can catch me on Twitch at TabbyCat, TABIIKAT. You can also catch me on the Instagrams and TikTok and oh my gosh, all the platforms. What else is there? And Twitter. Okay.
Yeah, there's so much.
There's so many platforms that you should be on or have to be on.
Yes.
But yeah, there's just Happy Cat. You can look me up on almost any platform and find me with that name. And
Nice.
thank you so much for having me and being able to discuss all of these wonderful shows.
This was a great time, a lot of fun. And like I said, I got so many great responses from people who thought like you were super dope from the interview we did. I was just like, I know, I like, guys, I would have her back all the fucking time if I could. So
Well, I'm always happy to come back if you'll have me. So thank you so much.